Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, if you can today, listen into the second half of the show. I've got an important announcement, and I am not retiring. I am not retiring. Repeat me, I am not retiring. Change of strategy, maybe, but not retiring. I want you to see what happened today, folks, at the open. You notice here the low we had here early Monday morning, 5 in the morning, New York time, made exact 61% retracement to that level, to the exact tick. Now, if you don't believe these guys don't know what these numbers are, these quants on Wall Street, you're missing the boat, because every single one of them did exactly the same thing in a different format. But I think the most amazing one was this one. I want to get over here and show you the Dow Jones, because here was the Dow Jones. This was a early morning. There was your early morning low that we were talking about. You can see we've had this big run up in here, but we're going to move over to the hourly chart so that we can see what really happened. Then we'll move that over. You'll be able to see it. There's where the sell was triggered right here. And then the market came down, and look what it did. It went 50 points below the exact 382 of that move, and look what has happened to the upside. Okay, so those numbers, and the same thing happened with the stop and P. Where's it at here? Hello, where is it? Right here. There was the 382 from this level right here on the S&P, right there, making another new run. Now, we're going to take a quick look at this. If you look at all of them, and the one that was most bullish of all was the Russell. The Russell just couldn't back at all. I mean, it was just moving like crazy. It just about made its target here, but we're doing the same thing. There's the Russell. The target on that was right here. It backed off slightly, and it's almost made the big ABCD up into this area right here. Well, we're in a 5-day rally, 21st, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. So tomorrow's the 26th, and we got Thanksgiving coming in at this time. Boy, is it going to be interesting. All right, let's move over. People have asked me about the longer-term markets on some of these things that I've been talking about, and they've asked me to talk about the emerging markets. This is the emerging market pattern. And if you remember on the long-term weekly on that, we were watching these numbers right up in here, and it's backed off now for the last 4 or 5 weeks. It's been going lower. Hong Kong market made a major top up there at 27,000. Let's get the long-term weekly on that, and you'll be able to see it. There it was. Here's where we are right now. Looking at this on the shorter term daily, it's been under a little bit of pressure. It's had a rally here today. Let's see if that was a 382 off of this level right here. Yeah, closed right on the old 382. Whether that's going to help or not, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, now let's move over and talk just a tiny bit here about the NASDAQ one more time. We're going to come up here. We're going to look at the big picture here, the one we've been following for weeks now. That's the hourly chart. Okay, we want to see if there's anything different that's going to change our mind. Okay, now there's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to blow it up so you can see it. Let me make it so everybody can see it. All these different swings that have occurred. I'll get rid of them here because you don't need to see them now. They've already done their job. And get these out of the way because we've completed that. And there's where the last one is right here. Get rid of that one. And then we'll see where we are. Okay, now here's where we are. Now you can see our high there's our move right here was the killer move. That's the one that goes with the Bradley model. Okay, now if the Bradley model is correct, we should start down here really quickly, because you can see we've been making these equal moves all the way down. If I get this fat little guy in here, see, these moves have been coming all the way down. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. And now we've had a very good rally here. This is what we're supposed to have, is a really good rally. maybe even up as high as this. Right now, what we've done is we made the 78% level of the previous day. That's all we've done. But look at the low today, folks. If you want to see a low today, I just want to bring it to your attention. There's your move right there, and there's your 382. Hit it right within, I think it was in about, I think it was 50 points away from the exact 382, and then it had a strong rally. And if you'd been watching it earlier, just going down to a smaller time frame and use the old 382 as a little trick that we always use. I'll show you to you. Folks, I got some stuff coming in the future that you're going to really like about the 382. I've done a lot of work with my help of John Jameson. You can see there's your 382 pattern pullback right here. See, it stays here for 20 or 30 minutes right after the opening, and then bada bing, bada boom, away she goes. Went up to the 1.618. Not a mystery there, because that's how you determine you make it to the ABCDs on some of these things right there. Okay, so that's why it looks so interesting at this time of the day. All right, let's move over here and talk a tiny bit about the, hold on one second. I have to keep an eye on some of these things, folks, because I've got a short position on in the gold position. And let me do this wind tile vertical here. I'm going to get this up here and see where we are in that gold market. Yeah. Here's the gold right here. See, it went back up to that level, and so I still think that this is a major correction here in the gold, folks, going back quite a ways. All right, we'll make it up so we'll see it a little better here. Look at it together. All right, this is the one I posted last night. There was the number, and there's hit it, and you see it came down, and is that an ABCD? No, it doesn't make a lower low, but we stopped here at the 382. Here again, there's your low from yesterday. Market stopped exactly at the 382, and it kept going higher. Made a new high. Now, I think that's completed this. Now, the first one, maybe so, but I think it's completed for sure. I was recommending the sell at 41.52. It dropped $4,200, and there was some profits to be taken here, and then I reinstated it when this market got a little bit crazy. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Now, looking at the long-term, well, I don't want to go that far long-term. Okay, don't need to do that. We've got a move going in some of these currencies. It's not much of a move, but if you're short, it's not a fun thing to see these things jump around like this. So let's just take a look here. Now, this is the euro. We've had a pretty good run here on the upside in the euro today from yesterday. Now, this is just a short-term chart, okay, but we have to revise what our strategy is, because see, this is 41.9. This is almost $1,000, folks. That's a huge move here in the euro. Now, remember, we're in this thing from way up around 118 and change, so this doesn't affect us. But here was the key this morning. Here, there was your low Tuesday night, okay, and the market starts to go up. It starts to go up, and there was a key that was going to be really important, because if you looked at the 382 from the range, went a little bit lower than I thought. Went right to that level, and then we're standing back up in here. See, here, you don't have a 382. All you have here is a little tiny pullback, and that means that you have a big ABCD, and we're going to draw the ABCD in. No matter what you do, the ABC will get you to the promised land. And so we're up above it. And because it's had this explosive move out of point C, we've got to turn this over to 127, and we'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, I'm going to go through the Bradley model one more time because we're at the moment of truth. Today, at the worst, tomorrow, maybe even the day after Thanksgiving. But the next few days are going to be really critical of whether this whole program is going to work or not. This is the Bradley model going back over the last couple of years. There was the October low a year or so ago when we were very, very bullish. That's exact low right here. There was the July high right here, and there was the December low was right there. Now, what we were basing it on is what the Bradley model was telling us from the shorter term version of this, which I'll bring it up here in just a second, and you'll be able to see it without too much trouble, I hope. Maybe not as much as I thought. Well, evidently, you know what the shorter term version looks like, so I'm not gonna even remind you of it, but you'll note it was supposed to be down from the November 12th all the way into January. So it's not unusual. Let's get up here to show you where we are. It's not unusual to see the market have a rally like we've had. Let's just use the stop and P because that's the one. Well, we did everything on the NASDAQ, so let's use the NASDAQ. That's been the one that's been running the show. So we see this, what's happening today. Big move here. Sell off this exactly 61% retracement. You pull back to the 382 and away you go. But if we look at this on the hourly chart, remember the Bradley model says that we're going to be down sharply, and sharply means there was November 12th. See, that's where we went short, folks, was way back here. See, and of course, right here was a place to buy. I mean, that was a 3 drive to a bottom pattern on the daily. I mean, look at the long-term weekly. Went exactly. Bang, 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 almost to the exact tick. Then you had a little 382, and here's where we are right now. Today you pull back. You just missed the 382 by a heartbeat. Okay, and it was 61% retracement off of that level. That's all normal, just like this one was normal. The difference is it went a little bit higher, okay, but remember it was more oversold. So let's just see the relationship between this move right here, all right? That's how much that one moved. Just move it over like that. And we're going to clone that, and we're going to bring it over to see how we did so far today. And you can see we went quite a bit higher, probably 1.27 higher up into this move. But this is a 1, 2, 3. We're in a 4-day rally in here. On this one here, we only had a 2-day rally. Of course, it was still headed down. But this was a very important number. We rallied up. And the thing is, it's got to get a lot stronger here the next day or two, which it certainly can. But we're looking at something that could be really, really tough. And with the emotionalism that you're seeing today, too, folks, is what you should be expecting, because it looked like the end of the world right here. Okay, that was delayed, right? So all we're doing now is they're bringing new people back in. And to me, this is just a short covering rally that's normal. It's gone strongly, but every time they bring a news announcement out, it's positive, and that's what you have to be watching. Why can I be so bearish with all this stuff that's going on in the world? Folks, it's three things. One is the fact that all over the world, we've seen ABCD patterns like you can't believe. But I want to show you these. These to me these are the big seven. Okay, this is the ones I look at. Now, these are split adjusted, folks, going back to the 20 years ago. Okay, that's when Apple was roughly $3. It measured to 267 with the splits. Okay, perfect ABCE to 267. That's Apple. Okay, you go to the next one with Amazon. Amazon was 293. It measured to 258.30. That's what it went to. It went to 250. It went to 258.83. I mean, almost exactly. The next one we have is Broadcom. Look at this. 388 to 363. I mean, you can't make this up. Google. This is one of my favorites. Look at this. From 245 to 291. Okay, that's telling you that all these things have been expanding to a great deal. Microsoft, 558. This is the leader, folks. If you bought Microsoft back here, every share of Microsoft is worth $146,000. So if you'd have bought 1,000 shares back when it became open, you multiply 1,000 times that, and you made how much, sir? You're right, $55 million. Okay, let's move over here and take a look at Netflix, was another one. All the way up, there's your split adjusted prices. And then we had NVIDIA, the big daddy rabbit, and it measured to 212, and the high was 214. It still hasn't taken that out, even with all the news and everything. Now they're making some type. I heard the weirdest thing today. There's this is Tesla. Yeah, this is Tesla here at 480, and it's under the gun now. Now let's just, for kicks and giggles, just look at NVIDIA stock, because it had a lot of bad press here. Well, not bad press, but the fact that it went down. Oh my God! Now they're comparing it with the fact that when Enron was taken off the Dow Jones back in the 90s somewhere, it was replaced by NVIDIA. So that doesn't mean anything. Well, that's just a flat-out coincidence. Well, I think it is. All right, let's take a look here at NVIDIA and see how much we've had to rally back after they had the greatest news ever. Let's put the hourly up so we can see it. I saw 183 was the last I saw. Oh, my God, it's down again. Boy, this isn't good, folks. This is not, wait, it's getting pretty close to making a big pattern down here, 166. But look at this, folks. The market's, even with the news coming out, I mean, it's not bouncing very much. Just looking at the last few days' action, wow, this is... something might not be right here, because even today's high was just right at the 283. But remember, this stock made its high way back here in November, early November. All right, and look at it's come down to. Fact is, it's almost at a buy point at 166.78. Maybe that'll get there. I mean, today we hit 169, so that might mean something too. I'm not sure, but I'm just looking at the news and trying to put it all together and say, okay, if that's going to be it. Now, here's the important announcement: if this market is strong in this pattern that I'm looking at in the Bradley model, I will not make another long-term prediction. I'll show some charts, but I won't make any long-term predictions. The reason why, this is the best of anything I've ever seen in all of my years. Well, it equals to what we had back here. I'll show you. Nobody paid attention to that one either, so I don't know why they'll do this one. But there's what we were talking about. There's a 3 drive to a bottom pattern with the Bradley model right here. That was March 5th. I said the market would have the best rally in 70 years. I was wrong. It was the best rally ever, because the market went from 42 in 1929, 32 to over 1,000 times. So that's why I'm watching this so very, very closely. But I'm very good at the short-term part of this market. Now, here's where I think we are, all right? We talked about this little 4 or 5 day market. You see the market had the big move down here. That was a 10% drop. This is back in 29. Then it rallied 5 days to a just about a 50% retracement right here. And then it started its way down. Then it had this big gap down, and then the crash happened. Uh-oh, is someone calling me on the phone here, and what is it about? Hold on just a second. I'll try to get this up here. I can't even get it stretched out here. Hold on just a minute here. Something's going wrong. Ah, good. Paula's going to be here. Paula T will be here at the break here, folks. So let's take a little break and see where we are on the old clock. Forgot to put that up here today. And then we're going. Okay, we'll be right back, and Paula T will be our guest today.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, someone asked me what I would consider being a failure in the Bradley model. You can see the ABCD pattern that we had here from our low. That's our high back on October the 28th. We came down, and you can see here we missed this by a little bit because of the strength of the down move. Is somebody tanging me? Hold on one second. I think maybe Paula's ready now. Paula is ready now, and you have my undivided attention, young lady. So tell us what you're looking at.
Well, hey, how you guys doing?
It's wild out there. It's a jungle.
Yes, it is. Okay, so last week I did a presentation for the International Day Trading Academy in Australia. And then this past Monday, they had me work with their master class of traders. And one of their questions was how to deal with volatility, which is an excellent question right now. So I'm going to give you guys I'll give you folks a little bit of information. So here's the deal. When you believe that volatility is 100% dependent and based upon the mindset of all traders, every single trader in the markets during the time you are specifically trading. Okay, keep that in mind. The time that you are specifically trading. And when you believe that the markets are pure energy made up of those very traders, including yourself, your opinions, perspectives, fears, hopes, wishes, demands at any given moment, then this creates a probable but actual volatility. Now, this may seem like a contradiction, but it's not, because all market movement and outcomes are only an educated guess, because you don't know what any other trader is thinking. You can assume you know based on their comments or whatever's in the media, whoever's saying whatever about the markets, but it's still a probable outcome based on your feelings, your emotions, your attitude, and your criteria and your research. So if you look at it from that perspective, then you wouldn't have any fear, right? Yep. If you know that it's an unpredictable outcome, then it wouldn't matter what the volatility is, because you would just go with the flow, as they say. Look for true opportunity, only put on valid trades, and try to have the most objective mindset that you can during these interesting times in the markets. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because this really is a common thread right now that's going on with a lot of traders, considering the ups and downs in the markets.
Well, that reminds me of the story that Mark puts in his book back in 1983. We were up in Lynn Waldock's office, and Jack Waldock was there, and the guy was trying to get some business out of him, and he was a WD Gann guy, and he said the beans cannot go any lower than where they are. It's absolutely impossible. Waldock looks at him and says, it is, and he picked up the telephone, and I swear my mother's eyes and Li's eyes of my children, he said, sell 50 beans, I forget what month it was, at the market, and it dropped 26 cents. He said, well, what's your story now? That's what he said. So you're exactly right. Exactly. If people are leaning in that direction, that's the direction it's probably going to go. And that's why volatility is so very important. You're seeing it every day in the market, up and down, swings, and somebody opens their mouth, up it goes up. Somebody closes their mouth, it goes down. It's a good point, PT.
Right. Yeah, and just remember, to all of you traders out there listening, you are part of the markets. Okay, every single trader helps create the market movement. Now, you may say, oh, come on, I'm only a 5-lot trader, I'm only a 50-lot trader, I don't play with the big boys. But you do, because that collective energy of all of us small traders, and I'm a small trader, we make the movements, because the big boys, they're still just making an educated guess too. All right, they may have a little more experience than any of us, but it's still an educated guess that all of us are making as traders. So keep that in mind, folks, okay? So just do the best that you can.
That's about all we can do, dear. That's for sure. How is the new book coming out, dear? Should be pretty soon, right?
Yes, pretty soon. But in the meantime, Larry, and I just mailed you a copy, fresh off the press, we have our Disciplined Trader, workbook. And you'll recall, Larry, we used to give this workbook out during our workshops when we did workshops together. And so what I did was I updated it. The first section is full of affirmations, really, really positive affirmations that I kind of combined from my other book, Successful Wisdom for Prosperous Traders. Then you've got your market observations. Then you've got your trade execution section. Then you have your self-reflection section, which is about writing down what you feel after you got done trading. What did you do well? What could you improve upon? And then, of course, your trade recap. And this book is obviously thick enough for one whole year for you guys to use. And when you start writing down all this stuff in your own handwriting, your results are going to improve because you're going to see at a glance exactly where you're at.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you very much, and we'll have you on again soon, okay?
Okay. Sounds great, Larry.
You bet.
Have a nice Thanksgiving.
You bet. Hold on, folks. We'll continue on here. Coming up to the next break, I'll get the next charts up. There's a few things that I wanted to bring to your attention because, and someone Skyped me or teamed me just a little bit ago about being very melodramatic about this prediction or this analysis that I've seen. Folks, I believe in this stuff. You know, I can make a living short-term trading. I can show you that day after day because these patterns repeat like magic. I mean, they go exactly to the right numbers. Are you kidding me? I mean, hello. I mean, that's not hard to figure out. So, and I knew this way back in I think the year was I knew for sure in 1978. Because I'd been at Drexel for 2 years and I had not had any losing months, and this was not really fair because we made that doesn't make any difference. Anyway, I had a good track record. I had a chance to go to work for one of these dudes back there. I forget which one his name was. Famous guy. I said, no, I'm going to do it all myself, and I'm glad I did. But I knew at that time that if I just focused on AB equals CD, that I could see it because I saw ABCDs everywhere. You know, and what I don't understand is why is it that I'm the only guy that really talks about AB? I'm sure guys mention it, but they don't believe in it like I do. Here's a perfect example. Look at this chart here on the E-mini S&P here, folks. Look at this. This is the low here on last Friday, okay? The market comes up, the very first retracement that it has, your first retracement right there. Remember, this is an hourly chart. This was in the middle of the night. That told you right there that you were going, where are we at now? Hello, operator. I don't know if it's right or not, but that's what I do. I'm good at that. You know, I don't have to. Now, if we start closing above 6,800 the next day or two, that's going to be a real problem. But it should stop right here, right now. And then you've got the pullback right here. My goodness, can't get any easier than that. Let's take a little break, and we'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, now this is crude oil. You can see we had a big break in it last night. We went from 59 all the way down to 57. We rallied up to the 382. Went a little above it. It's now 10 pips or so below it, but that was a pretty big move to the downside. On the way back, there was your 382 was right here on the way back up from right there. So it did what it's supposed to do on both sides. So now it looks like we're heading down in the crude oil, and that's what it looks like. In fact, is if we move it over just a little bit, there's a possibility this thing could really get hammered here on one of these announcements from someone, and we could get it all the way down to 55, because you're looking at this on the daily. If we break there, that's where we're going, is 55, 54. So that's what you want to keep in mind here. If we get below this, we're heading down here, and that's what it looks like in the situation we have here in crude oil. Of course, the news changes every 5 to 10 minutes, so you can't really do that. Let's get back up here to the gold, because those of you that might have sold the gold here just a little while ago, it now has a nice little profit in it. This is an hourly chart, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to go down to the smaller time frame, and we'll see where we are with that. And well, there was the ABC. Oh, this is in beautiful inversion. Oh my gosh, this is see, there's your high right here. There's your high right here this morning. Then you make the rally up. This is where the market inverted. In other words, instead of going up, it starts going down. So when I see that, first thing I do is I come up here and I mark this off. Oops, I want to do this one here because this will do it. And all I want to do is I'll invert it. So you'll be able to see it. There it comes right here. Get this out of the way. Now all I'm going to do is invert it. It's going to look like a mirror image. And that's where it is right there. See how close it was to the high? Now you had a little 382 right in here if you wanted to wait for that, or you could just go at the market. But now we're heading down. So if you did that, you put your stop at break even, and this is a nice way to make a living. That's my 2 cents worth, but who knows? People have asked me, how have you been able to put this on a computer basis? Folks, I spent so much money on this thing back in the 90s. I've told you the story. I don't ever told you the money that I had to pay to find out about this. This was artificial intelligence this is a neural network. So it was artificial intelligence back in the late 80s, early 90s when I was doing this with Dennis Reagan and with Twentyman. And anyway, this is basically what it does is there's a vibration in the market, folks. We all know that. We see that. But what it does is, the secret to it, I'll tell you, real simple. What it does here on today, which is the 25th, you go back 2 days, folks. You go back not the day before, you go back 2 days, and that'll be this mirror. You'll see the mirror image of this. It'll flip-flop all the time. And so that's why you want to be watching it. And we put it on a computer, of course, to try to do it the right way. But that's when I do these, that's part of the things that I'm looking at when I go through these one at a time as we go through from here. Okay, now let's switch up here to the Russell, because it hit some pretty important points here so far today. If this is in fact a high day, and given the way the market's acting, who knows, but that's a huge move in the Russell. Now, remember, this is an hourly chart, so we got to go way back to when the Russell was making its high, okay? So there's the high that it made, was right here on the 28th. This was the day we had the largest volume in the stock market, where there were more issues declining than advancing, and the advances were positive because these were the expensive ones. So I'm going to clean everything out here to see what this number is, because this is a huge rally, folks, okay? We're going back here, and there was the high right there. And so far, it's come to the exact 61% retracement. Okay, now if markets repeat, like Andrew Lowe said they did, we should find repetition here. So if you put that, where can we find some repetition? Let's go back and see when we had a big rally. Bada bing. Bada bing. And you think this stuff is not exciting? Of course it is, boys and girls. Of course it is. Let's take a look at the soybean market. We've had some questions about the soybeans. Had a beautiful short setup for today. I'll get that up here with your old January soybeans. Going to have a good buy in those pretty soon, folks. Let's get the 6:30 minute up, and then we'll just scale it down so you guys can see what we were watching here this morning. Okay, this is the beans. Remember, put the hourly up, because this is where our big sale was, right up in here. This is when we were on the live trading here back on the 18th, whatever it was. We got one coming up Friday. It should be a lot of fun. There was your 382 action was yesterday. Okay, and you had a pretty good move to the downside. We had a little ABCD. There was your 135 pattern forming right in here. That's today. Okay, you can see the A, B, C, D right there, or you can do it two ways. You can go it this way or that way. It doesn't make any difference. It comes out the same. Well, maybe it doesn't. Let's just blow it up and see. Okay, now remember, this is a hourly chart, so you got to be pretty accurate when you're trying to do this. So you see for sure that you have an A, B, C, D pattern right here. There's AB equals CD, and it comes in. Looks like it misses it by 1 penny. Right here. And if you look at, you have higher bottoms, that's the 135 pattern. And so if you looked at that, and you're trading a market that's very oversold, so you got a pretty good idea, but there's your 135 pattern. The first thing you do is you want to find out if there's some symmetry there. And it's off by just a little bit. Let's put that in there, maybe a couple bars, but it's still pretty good, and it's still higher. So it is a 135 because each is higher. So that's why it's working so far. Now, if you're trading for a living and you buy soybeans here at 11.19, okay, and they go up to 11.26, okay, that's $400 that you've made for today. Now, if you're only risking $300 and you made $400, you're certainly not going to let this go to a loss, and you booked your first profit. Because whenever you're risking something, you should always try to make your first profit objective to cover your risk. So you're trading as risk-free as best you can. That's stuff that you learn from reading Jesse Livermore's Reminiscences of an Operator, the story of Jesse Livermore. And by the way, I was fortunate enough to meet some of the people that knew Jesse Livermore in my search many years ago with Ed Dobson. And the story that they tell about the guy was really quite amazing. He died without any money in his trading account, but he had a huge estate of real estate and insurance products. So he was not bankrupt like people said he was, but he just decimated his trading account. He was, he was in love with a young woman, and she ran off with some other guy, and that was it for old Jesse. He didn't like it any more than that. Okay. Anyway, there's where we are here with the Russell. I wanted to show you because this is a critical day in the markets. There's no question about it, folks. We're setting at areas where if it gets above these areas, we're going to be looking at some stuff that's going to be pretty exciting. So that's why we're watching closely. And this is a fun day. All right, here's where we are right now. So let's move over here and see where we are. Where's our, I think we covered that. I think we're at a break now. Okay, we'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, this is a chart of Google. This is the one that's getting all the press now. They've left NVIDIA in the wind, but you can see here, today we made an ABCD here to the downside, and the good part is the fact, if you're watching this, it's not acting very well, folks. It's down on the day now. No, it's still up on the day, but look, we just made a 382 retracement over the last 5 hours. Can't get above this level right here. So that to me is a sign of some negativity. Now, as you can see here, going through now, remember, we watch these numbers. You can see there's your 382s going up all the way. I can't do those because I've got to get over and talk about Tesla, because everybody likes to know Tesla, and Tesla is up on the day. Still hasn't taken out the previous day's high, but it's still acting relatively well. Okay, so there's the things that I'm paying attention to here today, and I hope that everyone will have a wonderful holiday coming up. Of course, we got one more day tomorrow. Then we have Thanksgiving, don't you? Okay. All right, hold on just 1 second here, and let me get this out of the way, and I think that's about it. We hit the number in the S&P, folks. I don't know if that means anything, but there's that number, 671. Well, basically 672. The high has been 674, so it's in that zone here. If in fact this ABCD 382 thing is, well, there's your ABCD. That's why it hit there. There's your 1618. There's your 6 ABCD. So we'll see if it works or not. Okay, that's what we're watching. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And we thank you for all your support. I hope I didn't do that too much. Oh, I made it in time. Did I? We okay? Yeah. Oh, 36. Sorry, Al. I'll make use of it. We'll take a look at Apple. Hold on just a second here. Oh, I'm not fast enough. Let's do Taiwan Semiconductor. Okay, there's Taiwan Semiconductor. Even those semiconductors look like they've had their play. Well, this one certainly has.